All right, so that we're diving into OpenAI today.
Yeah.
And I know what you're thinking, ChatGPT again, but hold on. Because this deep dive is going to go way beyond the bots you can text with into actual physical robots.
Into the real world.
Exactly. Metal and motion nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
It's OpenAI moving from lines of code to, robots.
It's a pretty fascinating shift, especially considering they shut down their robotics division back in 2021 to really focus on those language models we've all been hearing about, ChatGPT and all that.
Yeah.
But now they're back, and it seems like maybe they realize their AI expertise could give them a real edge in the robot game.
So they're not just tinkering in a garage somewhere. They're investing heavily. And there are two companies that really stand out, Figure and 1X Technologies.
Yeah.
Figure is building the Figure 02, which is this humanoid robot designed for industrial work. And get this, it's already been tested in BMW factories.
It's interesting, they're aiming at a market that's already pretty saturated with industrial robots, but they seem to be betting that the AI powering this Figure 02 gives it a unique edge. It's not just about brute strength or precision anymore. It's got to be about adaptability and problem solving in these human designed environments.
And then there's 1X Technologies with their Neo Beta robot.
Right.
This was more of a household helper, carrying groceries, tidying up those everyday tasks that nobody really enjoys.
Yeah, those annoying ones.
And they actually have this ambitious goal of getting millions of these robots into homes by 2028.
Wow, 2028.
Yeah.
That timeline feels incredibly optimistic. I mean, the concept is captivating, right? Who wouldn't want a robot to handle those chores? But there are still some major technological and, frankly, societal hurdles to clear. I mean, imagine the trust we'd need to have in these machines, letting them roam our homes, interact with our families.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. Okay, so we've got these two very different robots, both backed by OpenAI. And it seems like they're not just trying to create a single robot to rule them all, but rather a diverse ecosystem of intelligent machines.
Right.
But how do they stack up against the big players already in the game? We're talking about Boston Dynamics with their practically Olympic-level robots and Tesla with its manufacturing might.
It's a crowded field, that's for sure. Boston Dynamics definitely has a head start with their agility and advanced mechanics. I mean, who can forget that video of their Alice robot doing backflips?
Yeah.
And then Tesla, on the other hand, they have the potential to scale production massively, especially if they can successfully integrate AI into their robots.
So where does OpenAI fit in?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of have this secret weapon, you could say, this new AI model called O1 Preview, nicknamed Strawberry.
Okay, Strawberry. I like it.
Yeah, that's cute. And this isn't just another language model churning out text. This is designed for deep thinking and problem solving, and early tests suggest it's even better at it than GPT-4.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's saying something. Remember, GPT-4 is the powerhouse behind the latest ChatGPT.
Right.
To give you an idea of just how potent Strawberry is, it crushed an International Math Olympiad test, solving a whopping 83% of the problems. GPT-4 managed a mere 13%.
Oh, wow. I'm no math whiz, but that's a serious difference. What's even more mind-blowing is what this level of AI could do when integrated into robots.
It could be a total game changer. We're not just talking about robots following pre-programmed instructions anymore. We're talking about robots that can learn, adapt, and potentially solve problems we haven't even anticipated yet.
It's enough to make you wonder if they can ace a math test. Can they also figure out how to make a perfect cup of coffee?
Maybe.
Or fold laundry without turning socks into origami? Maybe even write this deep dive for us.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but you're right. The potential applications are vast. And it's precisely this potential that makes this whole robot revolution so fascinating and maybe a little bit terrifying.
All right, so we've got OpenAI jumping back into robotics, investing in diverse companies, and armed with some seriously powerful AI. But before we get carried away with dreams of robot butlers, let's talk about the bigger picture. What does this all mean for us?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's no longer just a matter of if robots will become part of our lives, but how and when. More importantly, what choices are we making today that will shape that future?
Right.
I mean, the future is coming no matter what.
That's true.
And in some ways, it's already here, We may not have robot butlers serving us martinis just yet.
Right.
But robots are already kind of integrated into various industries.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we touched on the Figure 02 being tested in those BMW factories.
Right.
But are there any other real-world examples that give us a glimpse into this, robot-integrated future?
Oh, absolutely. One area where robots are making significant strides is healthcare.
Okay.
Surgical robots, for example, are assisting surgeons with incredible precision, making procedures less invasive and recovery times faster.
Yeah, I've heard about those. It's amazing how technology can push the boundaries of medicine.
Yeah.
So we've got manufacturing and healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Any other sectors embracing the robot revolution?
You name it. Agriculture is another field where robots are playing a crucial role. They're being used for tasks like planting, weeding, and harvesting, helping farmers, increase efficiency and reduce reliance on manual labor.
Okay.
And we can't forget about disaster relief. Robots are being deployed to search for survivors in hazardous environments, minimizing risks to human rescue workers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how diverse the applications are.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about replacing human jobs, but also about robots taking on tasks that are, dangerous or difficult for us.
Right.
But let's circle back to those household robots we were discussing earlier.
Okay.
Are we any closer to having a robot that can tackle those everyday chores?
The dream of a robot butler is still a bit further down the road, but we're making progress. Companies like 1X Technologies are focusing on developing robots that can navigate the complexities of our homes, maneuvering around furniture, dealing with unexpected obstacles.
It makes you wonder, what will our homes even look like in this future? Will they be designed with robots in mind? Smooth surfaces, wide corridors, charging stations tucked discreetly away.
Interesting. It's a good question. Maybe. Yeah, perhaps we'll see a shift in architectural design to accommodate our robot companions. But it's not just about the physical space. It's also about the way we interact with these machines.
Yeah.
How will we communicate with them? How will we teach them new tasks?
It's like we're on the verge of a whole new era of human-machine interaction. And speaking of interaction, it makes me wonder, what skills will we need to thrive in this robot-filled future?
Right.
Will we all need to become programmers or...
Not necessarily. Just as we adapted to the age of computers and the internet, we'll adapt to the age of robots. However, there will be a growing demand for individuals who understand how to work alongside robots, to manage them, to train them, and to troubleshoot any issues that may arise.
So it's not about replacing us, but about collaborating with us.
Exactly. Think of it as a partnership. Robots can handle the repetitive, physically demanding tasks, while humans can focus on problem-solving, creativity, and those tasks that require uniquely human skills.
It's a fascinating shift in the workforce dynamic.
Yeah.
But with all this talk about robots taking on more responsibilities, it's hard not to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah. What about the potential downsides? Those sci-fi movies where robots take over the world, are those scenarios completely outlandish, or should we be taking them seriously?
It's a question that has sparked countless debates and fueled our imaginations for decades.
Right.
While we're a long way from robots achieving the level of sentience and autonomy depicted in Hollywood, it's crucial to be proactive in addressing potential risks.
So what are some of the specific concerns we should be considering as robots become more sophisticated? Well, one of the most pressing concerns is job displacement.
Okay.
As robots become more capable of performing tasks previously done by humans, there's a valid concern about widespread unemployment.
That's a worry that comes up a lot in these conversations about automation.
It does.
Are there any ways to mitigate this potential risk?
There are several approaches we can take. Investing in education and retraining programs is crucial. We need to equip people with the skills they need to work in fields that require human ingenuity and adaptability. We also need to explore new economic models that account for a potentially shifting job market.
Yeah. It seems like a complex challenge that will require collaboration between governments, businesses, and individuals.
I think so.
Are there any other concerns we should be mindful of as we navigate this robot revolution?
Yeah, security is another critical area.
Okay.
As robots become more integrated into our lives, ensuring they operate safely and securely is paramount. We need robust safeguards in place to prevent accidents and protect against malicious use.
It's like any new technology. There's always a balance between innovation and risk.
That's right.
But are there any other potential downsides we should be aware of?
Data privacy is another important consideration. Robots collect a vast amount of data about their surroundings, and it's crucial to ensure this data is handled responsibly and used ethically.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
We need clear guidelines and regulations to safeguard our privacy in this increasingly connected world.
It seems like there are a lot of complex challenges to navigate. But who's ultimately responsible for ensuring that robots are used ethically and safely? Is it the companies that build them? The governments that regulate them? Or us, the individuals who interact with them.
It's a shared responsibility.
Yeah.
Companies need to prioritize ethical design and development practices. Governments need to establish clear regulations and oversight mechanisms. And we as individuals need to be informed consumers, making conscious choices about the technologies we embrace.
Yeah, it really does feel like a collective effort is needed. We can't just sit back and let the future happen to us.
Yeah.
We need to be active participants in shaping how these technologies are developed and integrated into our lives.
I agree with you there. And part of that active participation involves acknowledging that this isn't just a technological revolution, it's a societal one. It forces us to confront some pretty fundamental questions, about work, about our relationship with machines, and even about what it means to be human.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack. And while the potential benefits are, exciting, it's hard not to feel a bit overwhelmed by the sheer scale and speed of this technological shift. It's like we're trying to build the airplane while we're already in the air.
That's a pretty apt analogy, and it highlights the need for ongoing dialogue and collaboration. We need ethicists and social scientists working alongside engineers and developers. We need policymakers engaging with researchers and industry leaders. And most importantly, we need open and honest conversations within our communities about the kind of future we want to create.
It's a future that, as we've discussed, is already unfolding in many ways. But even with all the potential challenges and uncertainties, it's hard not to feel a sense of awe at the sheer ingenuity and innovation driving this robot revolution.
It is. There's definitely a sense of wonder that comes with witnessing these advancements. And it's important to remember that technology itself is not inherently good or bad. It's a tool. And like any tool, its impact depends entirely on how we choose to use it.
It makes you wonder what would happen if we focused all this incredible brain power and resources on solving some of humanity's most pressing problems. Could robots help us combat climate change or alleviate poverty or develop cures for diseases?
Those are questions that researchers and innovators are already exploring. And while it's tempting to view robots as a silver bullet solution, it's crucial to approach these complex issues with nuance and a deep understanding of the multifaceted challenges involved.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's a danger in oversimplifying these problems or assuming that technology alone can provide all the answers. But with careful consideration and a commitment to ethical development, it seems like there's a real opportunity to leverage robotics for positive change.
I agree. The key lies in fostering a culture of responsible innovation. That means prioritizing human well-being, ensuring equitable access to these technologies, and constantly evaluating the potential societal impacts of our creations.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into OpenAI's foray into the world of robots, I think the takeaway is clear. The future is unfolding before our eyes, and it's a future increasingly intertwined with intelligent machines.
Indeed. And while there are valid concerns and potential pitfalls to navigate, there's also a sense of possibility, a chance to harness these advancements to improve our lives and shape a future that benefits all of humanity.
It's a future we can all be a part of shaping. And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought as these technologies continue to evolve. What role do you envision yourself playing in this robot revolution?
It's a question worth pondering. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.